Good evening, everyone. My name is Noble AC, and today, first of all, I want to start by apologizing. It's been a while since I posted some content. I've been quite busy handling some personal issues, but today I want to talk about the viral response of Mr. Soludo, governor of Anambra State, to people that are coming for him on social media. The backdrop of the story is this, right? So Professor Soludo goes on Channels TV, and while on Channels, the interviewer asks him a question about some of the investments that Peter Obi made in Anambra State. And Soludo responds by saying that the investment today is next to nothing. So obviously, obedience come for Soludo on Twitter, on Instagram, all over the internet. People were accusing him of being disloyal, of so on and so forth, right? So Soludo, as rightly as is his right, responded to Peter Obi and his antagonists. And I have the whole response here. Is 9 pages. It's a very long response. I hope you will take out time to read it. But I just want to give you my thoughts on what Soludo said and give you the reasons why I feel like there are some things that Soludo said that are 100% correct. If you take away the emotions, if you take away your feelings towards Peter Obi and just look at what Soludo said critically, without any kind of emotions, if you're just dispassionate and analyze what Soludo said, there are some things that you have to agree with. One of the things that I have to say is this: Peter Obi and his supporters, not really Peter Obi, his supporters, who don't allow for disagreements, who don't allow for any kind of critique, in my opinion, they will be one of his undoings. You must allow for disagreements in any kind of movement. You must allow for people to be able to say, well, I agree with Peter Obi on this, I disagree with Peter Obi on this. You cannot allow for blind loyalty, not to any human being, talk more of a politician. I've seen this as well myself on Instagram, where I've critiqued Peter Obi and people came for me all over the place. In my own opinion, this would be one of the things that will be Peter Obi's undoing. People don't like to be told what to do. We are all adults, we are all human beings, we are all above 18 and we're going to vote on that day. So people don't like to be said, you must vote for Peter Obi. No. Tell me the reasons respectfully why Peter Obi is the best candidate. And I will say to you, yes, okay, I agree with you, I see your point. However, I don't like what Peter Obi said when it comes to insecurity. I don't like what Peter Obi said when it comes to saving money. Maybe he would have spent the money rather than saving the money. You know, there are some ways that you can respectfully disagree with people. You don't need to call them names on social media or accuse them or curse them. The next thing is this, right? According to Soludo, translating anger and social media agitation into political outcomes requires humongous work. And that is the truth. It takes a lot of effort to translate all those feelings on social media to the real work. The real work involves knocking on doors. The real work involves making phone calls, calling people to register and get their PVC. The real work involves support, ensuring that on that day, not just on that day, before the election day, ensuring that you gather as many supporters as possible to vote for your candidate. It takes a lot of work to just translate, and many of those on social media, many of them don't vote. Many of them are in diaspora, they won't come on election day and vote. So, according to Soludo, and he's right, this translating those anger and those feelings takes a lot of work. Another thing he said, which I've just referenced, is that bullying of people who express any dissent is reprehensible. I've already said it. If you think that Peter Obi will win by you cursing your neighbor, by you or blocking someone that's just critique Peter Obi, or by you thinking that you're gonna curse someone, and by cursing the person will suddenly become an obedient, then you're joking, you're playing. People are not like that. In fact, the more you even accuse them of being disloyal, the more you insult them, the more they will even hate Peter Obi more, and the more they won't even want to be associated with anything that has to do with Peter Obi. So that is the wrong way to go about trying to convert someone to become obedient. The next thing I'm going to say is this, according to what Soludo, and I agree with this as well, Igbo should organize their region politically before stepping out to bargain power with other organized coalitions. I've said this all the time. Before, according to Jordan Peterson, clean your room. As they say, charity begins at home. Before you begin to go to the federal level, first of all, as you go to your domot, make sure that your area is okay first of all. At that local level, at the state level, at that regional level, Peter Obi should have ensured that he kept his region together. Let me give you an example. One of the things I have against Peter Obi is this. Peter Obi has not met anybody. Contrast that with Tinubu, and I'm not a Tinubu supporter or an Atiku supporter. Tinubu has met so many people. Bajamela, Fashola, Ambode, Sanwo-Olu, Dapo Abiodun, Yemi Osinbajo, Buhari, the list goes on and on. The people that Tinubu made are so many to count. How many people has Peter Obi made? None. You cannot point me to anybody that you can say that Peter Obi made this person or that person. Why am I saying this? If Peter Obi made Soludo, do you think that Soludo will be saying what he's saying today? It's not possible. In the Southwest, you find it difficult to find any politician that would ever dare to critique Tinubu. Why? Because Tinubu was able to secure his own region. Soludo is saying the same again now. Igbo should first of all find a way to harness and organize their region before they come to the federal level to play politics. If as a region we've been able to organize ourselves, have one voice, and say, for example, we are pushing Peter Obi, you're not going to have Ebonyi, Imo State going for APC. It's not possible. There is no strong personality in the Igbo community. When I mean governor or senator currently that is currently supporting Peter Obi. None. Nobody. Why? Because one of the reasons is that Peter Obi did not make them. Two, for whatever reason, they don't see supporting Peter Obi as being good for them. So this is a constant theme on my channel. I always talk about this all the time. Another point he made was that the Labour Party has no structure and that Peter Obi running will work in the PDP. I've said this numerous times. You need structure to win in life. In politics, more importantly, you need structure to win in politics. What does structure mean? Structure does not mean buying votes or paying A, B, or C. No. Structure means that you need a political party membership, for example, in Kogi State, such that when election day comes, that political party structure, the chairman, the deputy chairman, the members of that party, they will mobilize their support on your behalf to ensure that Labour Party wins in Kogi State. You're not going to have what you had in Ekiti or Osun, where Labour Party did not even get up to 2,000 votes. Sorry, they only got up to 2,000 votes. They didn't even get more than that. So you need a structure to win. Because come election day, it's those people, those Labour Party members that will galvanize support for you and votes for you. So structure is, honestly, my friends, when people tell that, oh, it doesn't matter, Peter Obi has no structure, it doesn't matter. Structure really matters. To live a successful life, you need to have structure in your life. Talk more of in politics. It really, really matters. Another thing that blew people's minds off was that when Soludo said that Peter Obi will not win. And Soludo, as he said in the write-up, even though his heart wants Peter Obi to win, and myself, my heart as well, would want a Soludo presidency or a Peter Obi presidency. However, in my brain, or how will I put it now, realistically, I know it's not possible. Same thing Soludo is saying. Yes, he may want the Apuga guy to win or Peter Obi to win, but however, he knows that the facts on the ground don't support that argument. So, I may want it to happen, but because I want it to happen does not mean that it will not happen. And this is the thing that people don't want you to say in public. Peter Obi will struggle to win this presidency. I was speaking to my mentor who is a Peter Obi supporter, a Peter Obi backer, and he believes that Peter Obi will win. But I struggle to see, he made some cases, he made some points that I see what he's saying, but I still don't see how Peter Obi will win this election. Please, if you're still following me on and on now, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share this video. What did that thing did Soludo say? According to him, it was one of the questions he poses was, when will Ndibo learn and understand politics? He made an example of how Yorubas are forming alliances, how Yorubas formed an alliance in 2015 and won. Just to repeat myself again, we have to learn how to play politics as Ndibo. In my opinion, we should do what the Jews did. We believe that we are marginalized as Ndibo in Nigeria, right? Just like the Jews were. Let's find a way to learn from the Jews. After what they went through World War II, look at Israel today. We can copy and learn from them. We can learn from the Jews and begin to, as a region, begin to elect credible, excellent, world-class leaders who will transform our region, economically, infrastructure-wise, and otherwise. When we begin to align ourselves as a region, when we come out to the federal level to speak, people will listen to us. In fact, there's even a way that is how powerful we will be as a region. That Nigeria will always come to us to beg us to produce the next president of Nigeria. It's doable, it is possible. Look at Israel today. When it comes to the Middle East, and I would even argue in the whole world, you need Israel as a country, as an ally. You need Israel to be on your side as an ally. You cannot afford to have Israel as an enemy because of how important Israel is, because of how important or how developed they've made their society to be today. What does it say? And this is one of my arguments when it comes to Peter Obi. The argument of, do you save money or do you spend money? In my own opinion, I believe that you should spend, and you should spend massively. Now, I don't mean spend money on irrelevancies, on what many Nigerian politicians are doing, convoy, or essay, and all of that nonsense. No. What I mean is we have to spend massively on infrastructure. And this is where I don't agree with the arguments of Peter Obi. In my own opinion, Peter Obi should have spent massively on infrastructure. I was listening to one thing that Peter Obi was saying. He said he saved about $500 million. And I told my friend, if Peter Obi really saved $500 million, then something is wrong with him. You cannot tell me you're saving $500 million when Anambra roads are still very poor. Anambra schools are still very poor. Anambra hospitals are still very poor. At least use that $500 million to build those world-class roads, build those world-class schools, build those world-class airports, build those world-class hospital. Don't be saving the money when you still have lots of work to do. Now those monies are worthless today. Yes, you could argue, oh, it's Obena's fault, but my point is, rather, we don't need to save. Yes, we have to save, but however, there are more important things that we need to do. For Nigeria to be successful, we have to spend our way out of this. Spend our way by building infrastructure, roads, high quality roads, schools, invest in our hospitals, build us work-class, so that we don't need to be traveling abroad and spending $1 billion annually on medical tourism. So, this is one of the things I disagree with obedience on when they argue, oh, he saved money. I'm like, no, we don't need to save money. I'm sorry. As a state, as a government, there are many things you need to spend money on. America today is still spending money. They are still spending and spending. And they talk more of Nigeria, a third world society, doesn't want to spend. We have to spend. We have to spend our way out of this. Another thing that Soludo mentioned, of which obedience don't like to talk about, is that Peter Obi used taxpayer money, according to Soludo, to invest in Sebamela, where Peter Obi is a shareholder. They don't like to mention this, however, it's true, obviously. And it's a conflict of interest. You cannot be investing taxpayer money in a company where you have shares in. It's wrong. It's not the ideal thing to do. Talk about the fact that poverty more than doubled under Peter Obi. That's a fact. People talk about, oh, Anambra State. I'm like, go to Anambra State today and be honest with yourself, be honest with me. If that state is a reflection of what Peter Obi says he did, then I'm sorry, I can't agree with you. Anambra State today is not a reflection of any state that Peter Obi claimed that he was the best in. It's not. I was there just 1 week ago. The state is in ruins. The roads are very bad. Yes, you could argue that Obi did not do well, but my point is, if Peter Obi did all those things he claimed to do, roads, blah blah blah, it's not possible that under 8 years they would have. It's not possible now. If you built us world-class roads, those roads would have still been usable today. But Anambra roads are very bad today. If you built us world-class hospitals, you wouldn't go to Amako and see what's happening in Amako. Go to Olumegojuku University, Eboariam or Ulu campus, you will be shocked. You will cry, you will weep. The university is in tatters. You know, so for me, you have to be willing to look at both sides of this argument, right? You have to be willing to look at what Soludo is saying and say, this guy is making some points. Yes, you could argue, was this the right time to say these things? I kind of see that point. I don't think this was the right time. However, when you go through what someone like me has gone through, when obedience comes from social media, man, you will feel like hitting back 10 times. Because these people are so vile. They are so sorry, I don't mean the whole obedience supporters. So I mean those ones that are very good on their keypad. They are very, very vile. When they come for you, they come for your parents, they come for your children, they come for your friends, they come for everything. Like they call you names. You know, and for me it doesn't matter to me because I hardly read those things. But for someone like Soludo, obviously it got to him, so he had to respond. So in my own opinion, you have to be willing to look at both sides of the argument. This is just part one. Like Soludo said, this is part one of his own. If I discuss if I give you my feedback on this, to take a long time. So this is just my own part one of his response. Please stay back for part two. Don't forget to like the video, don't forget to share the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for listening and God bless you.